It's summertime. That means sweet corn. Yeah, bring in the sweet corn, brown butter, pancakes, woo, right here, and then bow, woo. Let's get started. The great thing about corn, for me, is it is the official starting gun of summer. It's so exciting because that means that tomatoes, summer fruit, delicious corn on the cob, everybody gets their skibbies on, and you jump inside the pool. You start doing a lot of fun recipes. It's hot, but you know what? It's worth it because it's summer. Now, for this recipe, we're gonna need about 2 cups of corn. Let's say you wanna do this recipe and it's not in the middle of summer. You don't have fresh corn. You know what? Use frozen. Thawed, it'll work out perfectly as well. And this method, as far as removing the kernels from the cob, is what I found to be the safest, because you're cutting away from yourself. You're not banging your knife into the bottom of the bowl. I have a bowl inside of this bowl, which is inverted, and I'm just resting the corn cob on top of that, and then slicing the corn down at an angle, and then that's super easy. Save these corn cobs because there's still a lot of flavor in there, and what I like to do is save the cobs, boil them with a little bit of, I don't know, like carrot, some onion, some fresh thyme, and you have corn stock, which is incredibly sweet. You can use for soups. It's absolutely delicious. You don't waste a thing. So the corn is out of the way. Do not let all these little bits that fly all over the place get away. And what else do we need? We need scallions or green onions. You want them thinly sliced, so it's gonna have to go inside of the batter. You just squish them all together, give them a good pinch, and then with your knife, just slice it nice and thin at a slight angle or a bias. Nice fresh flavor that goes in there. Oh yeah. Summertime, 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 summertime. You can cut to whatever song you have in your head. There we are. That is done. Tops go off to the side. These go in the bowl with the corn. So with the corn and the green onions out of the way, let's get started on the dry and the wet. Now the first party goers to show up is the dry ingredients. What are they? Well, let's start with the spice mix. We have in here, we have some salt, some chipotle pepper, powder rather, chipotle powder. We have some cumin and coriander. Now, all of it doesn't go in because we're gonna reserve some of it to sprinkle over top of pancakes when they're finished. So let's do a couple teaspoons of this to start. A lot of flavor in these tiny little teaspoons. I'm gonna add to that another teaspoon of salt, okay? Definitely need some salt. Now we need some body. The body comes from all-purpose flour and cornmeal, 1/2 cup of each of those items, all right? Cornmeal gives us some texture, a little more flavor, a little corn on corn action. Stop it, stop it. That looks good. Freshly ground black pepper, of course. Now, this is a little bit dense, this pancake, so we need some leavener, okay? To open that up and make it a little bit lighter. We're gonna go in with baking powder first, 2 teaspoons. That is a 1/2 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. Goes in, boink. And then just a 1/4 teaspoon of, I swear I have glasses on, of baking soda. All right. There we are. Everybody's here. Give it a quick mix. And you definitely want to mix it up because you don't want any one little part to be wet or moistened and it might rise unevenly. The seasoning may be uneven. Boom! The pool is set. Now we need the wet. So for the wet ingredients, we're going to start with 2 large eggs. Beautiful. The eggs give it a bit of structure, and the fat helps keep it nice and light, gives some extra flavor. We have some buttermilk, reduced fat. Can you even find full fat buttermilk? Does it exist? This is a 1/2 cup. This one's 2%. It's pretty darn tasty. There that goes. All right. Now, flavor. We're talking about things that go perfectly with corn the brown butter, which is cooled. Otherwise, your eggs are gonna scramble. That goes in. So much flavor. This is actually what makes your house smell absolutely delightful. Do not let any of it get away. And we're gonna add a bit of spice. Okay? This is chipotles and adobo sauce. Chipotle is smoked jalapeno, but the adobo sauce is where all the flavors that I need. So like spices, vinegar, tomato base, but a lot of heat without any of that texture, okay? 2 teaspoons of that. Give this a quick whisk. Those are the yolks. And you're whisking the ingredients together. The best way to do it is actually just side to side. You don't have to do that because that doesn't do anything. Just a quick side to side motion is all it takes. Now, dry. Here it is, wet into dry, okay? We're not gonna go crazy. I don't need you stirring this with a whisk. Don't go ballistic. We just need it all together so that it moistens the dry ingredients but doesn't sort of activate the gluten in the flour, okay? You can see, it's just like making pancakes. You know, you don't want to over mix it. So just until there are no massive dry lumps, like that, that's all it takes. Right? Remember the corn and the spring onions or green onions that we threw in there? Oh, everybody in the pool, 'cause it's summertime. They go in, and same way, you're just gonna fold all the ingredients in. Everything you have in your refrigerator or your grocery store right now, that's all it takes. Time to get the cook on, okay? Has any harm ever been done with extra butter on a brown butter pancake? I don't think so. Just smear it along the bottom. And each pancake is going to be approximately 1/4 cup, okay? Give it a little smush. It's going to take 2 minutes on either side, so 4 minutes total time. We're going to start the timer after the last pancake goes in. I get 4 per pan. It's important to measure it, yeah, because they're all going to cook uniformly if it's the same size. Smush it down to the best of your ability, the same amount of smoosh. That's a verb, same amount of smoosh. And I'm using this little spoon to make sure everything comes out of that 1/4 cup. There we go. And it's over medium heat. Just like a regular pancake, you're gonna see these little tiny bubbles around the edges. And we're gonna check the first one we put in. It looks really good. So we'll give them all a flip in the same order that we put them in. Yes, yes. Oh yeah. It's buttery. Oh gosh, save that one. Corny. And delicious. Okay. Same as the first side, 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Here we are, let's check it. We're done, all right? So what I like to do is have a cookie cooling rack over here. Flip it hot side up so that everything stays crispy. If you just put it on a sheet pan, it starts to get steamy on the underside, a little bit flabby. Don't want that. Empty pan, we have a few more things to cook. And then it's time to eat. Look at this. A dozen crispy, warm, lovely brown butter corn pancakes, ripe for the eating. Let's stack it up, shall we? Let's go 3. I'm feeling mighty hungry. Toppings, it's your choice. It's your summer. Make it as delicious as possible. For me, I'm thinking sour cream. I gotta go, because it's already brown butter, a big dollop of sour cream. Ooh, mama. Remember the extra spice we had left over? The blend of cumin, coriander, salt, and chipotle. Boink! Right on top. Some additional freshness. Spring onions. And if the brown butter wasn't enough yummy, delicious fat, we're gonna add a bit of diced avocado. Right. Boom. It is so light. It's not dense at all, which is surprising, right? There's a lot of corn. We have double corn. We have the corn, regular corn, and we also have the corn meal. That comes through beautifully. A little bit of heat from the chipotle, delicious. Floral notes from the coriander. You have to make this. You have to make this. And please let me know what you think. Post photos, we'll continue this conversation and have a delicious summer, guys.